Okay, so in the last lecture, we had started the topic geometrical figures, and in the geometrical figures, what we learn in the last lecture, we just revise it quickly, and then we'll move ahead. Okay, so we know the different geometrical figures like square, rectangle, uh, triangle, then cylinder, okay, polygon, hexagon. So these are the different geometrical figures, and we had already seen its classification like closed figure, open figure, regular, irregular, okay. And then we learn about the definition of point, what is mean by point, what is mean by line, what is mean by ray, what is mean by line segment, okay. So why it is necessary to know about the point, to know about the line, to know about the rays, to know about the line segment? Because the uh, main geometrical figures, what we say, are the triangle, rectangle, square, and they are made up, or they are the composition of all these things like dot, that is point, rays, line segment, and all. Okay, so now our today's topic, or in the today session, we learn the first geometrical figure is angle. Wait a minute, I cannot zoom my screen. One second. Okay, so our first geometrical figure of today is angle. Now what is mean by angle? See, these are the rays. This is one ray and this is another ray. If these two rays incline each other, means intersect each other or meet each other. Incline means meet each other at one common point, at one common end point, where that ray end. कोणाचा? छोटू भाई का? नंतर they inclined each other at one common point, one common end point is known as angle. When such a condition is happen, then the figure form is known as angle. Okay, so angle is made up of two rays which have common end point. Now where they meet and they form one angle, one cone, that is known as angle, and this point is known as vertices. Okay, so the angles are measured in degree, and this degree varies from 0 to 360. 0 degree to 360 degree. Okay, means angle is of any size in between 0 to 360 degree. So how you know which angle is formed? So we have angle measure. To measure the angle, we have this cone like structure in our compass box. Okay, this circle, half circle, and on this half circle there are points, or there are number, or there are degrees of the angle, that 0 degree, 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree. And using this half circle in the compass box, we can measure any angle. When you will grow up, or when you will go to the 6th 7th standard, and there I will teach you that how to measure these angles. Okay, now based on degree of the angle. The angles are classified into three main types or four main types. Okay, so three types are main types and there are some other types also. So which are the three main types? Acute angle, right angle and obtuse angle. Now see, what is mean by acute angle? See, this is the common end point, and if the rays meet each other like this, means exactly perpendicular to each other. One is horizontal, one is vertical, one is completely horizontal straight and one is completely horizontal vertical straight. Then the angle form is of 90 degree, and if 90 degree angle is formed, then it is known as right angle. If any angle is less than 90 degree, then it is known as acute angle, and if any angle is greater than 90 degree is known as obtuse angle. But there is one condition, it should be greater than 90 degree, but it should be lesser than 180 degree. Why? Because if these rays meet each other like this, like line segment at one point, then the angle formed in between these two lines is known as straight angle. Okay, and obtuse angle is always greater than 90 degree but lesser than 180 degree. Okay, so this is greater than 90 degree but it is lesser than 180 degree, so it is known as obtuse angle. And if any angle is greater than 180 degree also, then it is known as reflex angle. See the figure here, this is one ray, and if these rays go straight like this angle is only 180 degree angle, but the main angle is greater than 180 degree and lesser than 360 degree. So it is known as reflex angle. Okay, so there are five types: acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle and reflex angle. So acute angle is always less than 90 degree. Less than 90 degree means 90 degree is greater than the acute angle. Right angle triangle is always of 90 degree. Obtuse angle is always greater than 90 degree but lesser than 180 degree. Straight angle is of 180 degree and reflex angle is greater than 180 degree but lesser than 360 degree. Okay, I hope you understood all the types of angle. Now see, there is a question based on it. If the angle measures 167 degree, it is an which type of angle? Acute, obtuse, reflex or straight? We already saw the definition, we already just learned the definition. So if the angle is greater than 90 degree but it is lesser than 180 degree, sorry, greater than 90 degree but lesser than 180 degree, then it is obtuse angle. And here the angle is of 167 degree which is greater than 90 but lesser than 180, so it is an example of obtuse angle. Okay, now the another classification of the angle is there: complementary angle and supplementary angle. So what is mean by complementary angle and what is mean by supplementary angle? In short, I will tell you, if sum of these two angles, means addition of these two angles, is equal to 90 degree, then it is complementary to each other. Not necessary both the numbers should be same. See here in the example, one angle is of 40 degree, one angle is of 50 degree. Not necessary exactly half of this 90. But their total is 90, so they are complementary to each other. If their total is 180 degree, then they are supplementary to each other. Okay, so if I give one example that I have an angle which is of 65 degree, find the complementary angle of it. Then what you will do here, we know that complementary angles sum or addition is of 90 degree. So if one angle is of 65 degree, another angle is 90 minus 65. That is, we have to borrow here because 5 cannot be subtracted from 0. So we borrow from the 9. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5 and 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. So the other angle is 25 degree and their total is 90. So they are supplementary to each other. Same way, if I had given you one of the figure which is of one of which is a complementary angle, so you have to find another angle from it. So you have to subtract that angle's degree from 180 degree. So you will find its complementary partner. Okay. So supplementary angle sum or total is of 90 degree and complementary angles total is of 90 degree and supplementary angles total is of 180 degree. Okay. Now clear? Now see here another example is there. One kind of one sort of example I had told you. Here another pattern of example is given. See which one of the following is a pair of supplementary angles. Now we know what is mean by supplementary and what is mean by complementary. Okay, so supplementary, the two angles are supplementary when they add up to 180 degree. Okay, but here the answer given is correct. Okay, so we know supplementary angles total is of 180 degree. So add everything in these examples. If the total is 180 degree, then that pair is of supplementary angle. 116 plus 74, it becomes 190. So it is not a supplementary because we want total 180. 35 plus 135. 35 plus 35, 70. So it becomes 170 degree. So it is lesser than 180. So again it is not a supplementary one. 110 plus 180, again the addition is 190. So it is also not a supplementary angle. But 91 plus 89 makes 180. So it is supplementary to each other. So this is one example, and another example, the complementary angle, one of the complementary angle is given 43 degree and another you have to find. So 90 minus 43 and you get your answer. Now after learning about the angles, its types, supplementary, complementary form, we will move ahead to polygon. Now see what is mean by polygon. So it is a simple closed figure, not a open one. Closed figure form of 3 or more line segments. Means from triangle everything is a polygon, like triangle, square, rectangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, everything is a polygon. Means polygon is a grandfather. And triangle, square, rectangle, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, all are its children. Okay. So closed figure made up of more than 3 or 3. 3 and more than 3. मतलब 3 भी चलेगा और 3 से ज्यादा भी चलेगा. तो 3 and more than 3 line segments come together, join together to form figure. It is known as polygon. Why not 2? Because if we join 2 line segments, it becomes angle, or it is a straight line segment. It is open kind of figure, not a closed one, because these 2 lines are not connected to each other. We need a third line to connect it. That's why from 3 and more than 3, everything is a closed pattern of figure. So they are known as polygon. Poly means many. Okay. So again, polygons are also regular, irregular. We know all the sides are of equal length, or there is some pattern in it. It is known as regular. If there is no pattern in it, it is irregular. Simple, complex. Simple polygon has only one boundary and it does not cross over itself like this. Here the line segments are crossing over each other, so it is a complex figure. And this is simple one. Now this you know already very well. You are very clever, so you know it, that if we take a figure or polygon triangle, number of sides, number of vertices, number of angles, and its shape. You already know, because from first standard you are learning about the basic geometrical figures. So for triangle, it has 3 sides, 3 vertices, 3 angles, and the shape of triangle you know very well, like samosa. But samosa is 3-dimensional, triangle is a 2-dimensional figure. Then quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, quadri means 4, tri means 3. Quadri means 4, so quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles. These are the vertices, dots. These are the angles, and these are the sides. Pentagon has 5 penta, 5 vertices, 5 sides, 5 angles. Hexagon 6, 6, 6, everything. Octagon 8. Septagon 7. Okay, so you know basic things. Now our first polygon is triangle. Today we learn about the triangle, and then we'll stop. About rectangle, about the square, and about circle and all we'll learn in the next lecture. Okay, so last topic of today, what is mean by triangle? If 3 line segments bounded to form a closed figure, simple closed figure, that geometrical shape is called as triangle. Triangle has 3 sides, 3 vertices, and 3 angles. I already show you, again I will show. Vertices we will show with the yellow color. Wait, these are the vertices. Okay, now angle with the purple one, angle, and sides with the red color or black color. These are the sides. Okay, so 3 angle, 3 vertices, 3 sides. Now triangle are again classified depending on the length of the sides, degree of the angle. We again classify the triangles. Now first classification is based on sides. So on the basis of side, the first type of the triangle is scalene triangle. Okay. So what is meant by scalene triangle? The triangle whose all sides are of different length is known as scalene triangle. No angles are equal in this. Means this length is also not equal to each other and these angles are also not equal to each other. But there is a relation in between all the angles. The sum of all three angles means addition of all three angles is equal to 180 degrees. Now what is the benefit of learning this? So see, if in some of the example two angles degree is given to you and you have to find the third angle, then what you will do? You will subtract these degrees from 180 degrees because we know all the angles sum or addition is equal to 180 degrees. So if one of the angle is given to us, other two are of equal degree, then also we can find them. If two angles measurement is given to us and third angle we have to find, then again we can find it by subtracting their addition from 180 degrees. So first type, no sides are equal, no angles are of equal length. Then the second type is isosceles triangle. Here two opposite sides of the triangle are of equal length. Now see, this side and this side, its length is same. So therefore, the opposite angle of this side and opposite angle of this side also are of same degree. Means here two length and two angle are of same measurement. Therefore, it is known as isosceles. Iso means two. So two sides are equal, two opposite angles are equal. That's why isosceles. Scalene is not equal anything. Now equilateral triangle, equi means same. Equilateral triangle has all the three sides of equal length. All the three angles are of equal degree. Okay, known as equilateral triangle. Now these types are on the basis of side, because when sides are not equal to each other, when two sides are equal to each other, and when all three sides are equal to each other. Okay, so these are the three types: equilateral, isosceles and scalene. Okay, now the next classification based on angle. Okay, if angle is of 90 degree, then it is right angle triangle. But which angle? Only one angle. All the angles cannot be of 90 degree. When angle is formed with the help of three line segment, there is no such angle whose two angles are of 90 degree at same time. So when one of the angle is of 90 degree, then it is known as right angle triangle. Okay. When all the angles are less than 90 degree, then it is known as acute angle triangle. But again, the condition is there, their total is of 180 degree. Okay. Means one angle is here of 80 degree, one angle is of 70 degree, one angle is of 30 degree. But all the three are less than 90. So this triangle is known as acute angle triangle. But if we add 70, 30 and 80, the total is 180. Okay. So if all the three angles are less than 90 degree, then it is known as acute angle triangle. One of the angle is of 90 degree, then it is known as right angle triangle. Now see, if this is a right angle triangle, might be possible that this is 45 and this is 45, means another two angle is of same degree, or maybe they are of different degree also, and these sides are also of different length, maybe or may not be, मतलब not necessary कि side should be equal, ऐसा कुछ जरूरी नहीं है. Okay, and the third one is based on angle, obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle means one of the angle is greater than 90 degree and remaining two give their contribution to become their addition 180. So here one angle is of 20 degree, one angle is of 50 degree, and the main angle because of which the triangle is known as obtuse angle triangle is greater than 90 degree. Okay, now some properties of triangle is given. Some I had already told you. See, sum of all the triangle is equal to 180 degree. I already told you this. A triangle cannot be more than one right angle triangle. This also I told you. Okay. Key in triangle, if one angle is of 90 degree, there is no possibility of another angle also to be of 90 degree, because in the triangle only one angle will remain of 90 degree. Okay, right angle triangle cannot be can be a scalene triangle because its sides not necessary it should be equal. There is Pythagoras theorem in upper standard where this is of 3 centimeter, this is of 4 centimeter, and this is of 5 centimeter, and we can calculate the length of the right angle triangle. Okay, so not necessary कि all sides should be equal, or maybe these two sides are equal, means right angle triangle can be scalene triangle or it may be isosceles triangle, but it can never be equilateral triangle, because equilateral triangle has all the angles of same degree. So if we divide 180 degree by 3, because triangle has 3 angles, 3 6 are 18 and 0 will come down, 3 zeros are 0. So in equilateral triangle always all the angles degree is 60 only. If the degree of angle is 60, then only the triangle is equilateral triangle, but all the angles should be of 60 degree, and only when all the angles degree is 60 degree, then and only then it is a equilateral triangle. So it can never be right angle triangle. Okay, or right angle triangle cannot be an equilateral triangle. Triangle cannot have more than one obtuse angle. Already I told you, like triangle cannot have more than 190 degree angle. Same way the triangle cannot have more than one obtuse angle, because already one angle is greater than 90. So another two angle is obviously lesser than 90 because their addition is 180 degree. If two angles of the triangle are equal, then the opposite sides are also equal. In isosceles triangle, we already learn about it. Okay. काय झालं याला? काय झालं हे? 1 second, 1 second. Wait, wait. Wait. कुछ जरूरत नहीं. If two sides of triangle are equal, then angle opposite to them are also equal. In the isosceles triangles definition, we already learn about this. Right angle triangle can be acute angle triangle, but cannot be an obtuse angle triangle. Already we saw, because if one angle is 90 degree, the another two has to adjust in remaining 90 degree, so it can never be a obtuse angle triangle or an equilateral triangle, because 90 is divided into two angles and already one angle is 90, so it cannot be equilateral. And I already told you, equilateral triangle, all the triangles degree is 60 degree only, then only they can become an equilateral triangle. If the degree of an angle is not 60 degree, it can never be acute angle triangle. Okay, so the examples based on this we'll go through and then we'll stop here. Now, polygon which has no equal side is called as irregular polygon. I already told you, regular and irregular one. Regular hexagon does not have, what does not have? So there are some options. 6 equal sides. Obviously, if the hexagon is regular, its sides are equal. 6 equal angle, yes, 6 equal angles are also there in the regular hexagon. 6 vertices, obviously, yes, it has 6 vertices. But 6 pairs of parallel sides, see, this is a hexagon. Now it has these two parallel sides, these two parallel sides, and these two parallel sides, or this, and this. But there are how many pairs? 3 pairs, not a 6 pairs. 6 sides are there, not 6 pairs are there. So the incorrect option is 6 pairs of parallel sides. Now the next example is, if two angles of triangle are 63 and 36 degree, third angle we have to find. I already give idea about it, how to find it. First add these two angles, then subtract the addition from 180 degree. Now suppose this is angle A, this is angle B, and this is angle C. Now we have to find angle C. So we know A plus B plus C, and you have to denote it by angle sign, is equal to 180 degree. Now what is A? 63. What is B? 36. And C we don't know. 36 plus 63, add it. 99 plus C is equal to 180. So C is equal to 180 minus 99. 9 cannot be subtracted from 0, borrow. 10 minus 9, 1. Again 7. 9 cannot be subtracted from 7. So 17 minus 9 is equal to 8. So the third angle is of 81 degree Celsius. Okay. I already gave you the idea that how the questions can be asked. Now see, in this figure, one of the following is true for the triangle ABC. See, angle A and angle C are of equal degree. So remember which type of triangle it is? It is an isosceles triangle, because only isosceles triangle have two equal length of, or two equal degree of angle and two equal sides. So the side opposite to this and side opposite to this means side AB is equal to side BC. Now see the option. AB is equal to AC. AB is equal to AC. Not possible. This is not our answer. BC is equal to AC. BC is equal to AC. No, incorrect. Because side opposite to the angle only we consider. Not this side we are taking. AC we are not considering. AB is equal to BC. AB is equal to BC. Yes, it is our answer. So C is the true for this triangle. Now the next one is quadrilateral. Quadri means four. The figure which is form of four line segments means square, rectangle. Okay, regular, irregular. Everything is included in the quadrilateral. But quadrilateral and circle we will learn in the next class. So thank you. Stay connected.